Democrats are feeling more confident about retaking the Senate majority in November. New reporting from Notice says party leaders are seeing signs of growing momentum and are, quote, targeting states like Iowa, Texas, North Carolina, Ohio, Alaska, Kansas, and even Mississippi, hoping to force Republicans to defend the state of the economy, the war in Iran, and making a broader argument about corruption in Washington. Well, you put it all together like that, it does sound kind of good. According to MS Now's Races to Watch, one of the best pickup opportunities for Senate Democrats is in Maine, where after a tumultuous primary cycle, you guys saw it, we all covered it, Troy Jackson, who replaced Graham Plattner as the Democratic nominee, is hoping his 11th hour candidacy can flip the seat that has been held by Republican Senator Susan Collins for almost 20 years. Joining us now is the Democratic nominee for Senate in Maine, Troy Jackson. Sir, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I want to look at some of the polling that we have here. This is a Fox News poll. It's a pretty good poll. 1,000 Maine registered voters. 48 to her 46 is what you ended up with. When you see things like this, what do you... why do you think it seems to be going a little bit better than folks thought, right? Like, y'all had some drama in Maine. We'll have to get into that. But,
for sure.
Yes. And once, even the idea of actually doing a sort of like mini convention to get the nominee, like there are a lot of doubts on the national side about how this was going to work out. The polling seems to be in your favor, but that has happened before with Sarah Gideon the last time that Susan Collins was on the ballot. Why do you think you seem to be doing so well? And I assume you're not resting on your laurels. Maybe you are.
Well, no, thanks a lot for having me on. And you're 100% right. I'm sure there's a lot of people who could, wonder. I mean, I wonder about it too. But I think what's different about this time is, Susan Collins put Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, knowing damn well that they were going to overturn Roe versus Wade. Now 6 years later, people in Maine know that. They know that she lied about that. She plays this weird game of, counting votes and throwing a bone every once in a while. But 96% of the time, she's voting with Trump. And people are upset in Maine. And I think the reason why I think it's different is because I've never seen this type of momentum in the state of Maine. And I've been, paying attention for a long time, waiting for everyday working class people to step up and get out of line, because I know how hard that is. But they are now, because they're sick and tired of the government that we have. And they want to change. And it's not about Troy Jackson. I know that. And it wasn't about Graham Plattner either. It was about these issues that are so important to Mainers that need to change, that have to change. And so, I mean, I would tell you, people can look at my record. It's a long record. You can go to jacksonformaine.com to see that. But there's something happening here in Maine that is really unbelievable. And I'm glad to be just a part of it.
Senator Jackson, you were the former president of the Maine State Senate, so I want to honor your public service there. You mentioned people being upset with Senator Collins and her vote that put Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, which then led to the overturning of Roe versus Wade. But I'm wondering what you're hearing from Mainers after the shooting, the ICE shooting there. And I want to play this this sound. A reporter from Zeteo last month, July 15th, trying to ask the senator to get her reaction to that shooting. Let's talk about it on the other side.
Hi, Senator. How are you? I was wondering, do you regret giving ICE more money, given the killings, including the one in your state?
Sorry, which outlet?
Zeteo. Prime Tech was Zeteo.
Okay.
Do you regret giving them more money, Senator Collins?
Oh, we have to get
No regrets?
The additional money for body-worn cameras and training.
They didn't wear cameras, though, did they, Senator?
It's very...
I mean, Senator, they used the money for body-worn cameras and training. As the reporter pointed out, they didn't use cameras, though, did they, Senator? I mean, how does that play into the anger of Mainers?
Yeah, I mean I think that reaction right there is exactly what people are so upset about with Senator Collins. You know, she doesn't do town halls. She won't answer people. I mean, you know, she's not being a representative, and I don't know why you want to be in a position like that if you're not willing to talk to people about the issues that are affecting them. As far as ICE, I mean, we watched in January, you know, late January, February, here in Maine, we watched agents going after people, pulling people out of their vehicles, pulling them out of work, you know, schools and churches with no warrants, with nothing at all. Just the fact that they were black and brown, that they were a target. And, you know, she told us then that she used her power as appropriations chair to get ICE out of Maine. Well, clearly that was a lie. That wasn't true, because, you know, a young man just going to work Monday morning, like all of us as a working class have to do, was murdered in the streets of Biddeford. And that's all you can call that. It was a murder. And that's on Senator Collins. You know, she had the ability to stop that $70 billion. She had the ability to stop ICE. And she didn't, because she's scared of Donald Trump, and she wasn't going to push back him, you know, and as a chair of appropriations, she could have done that, and she didn't. And so we have a young family that doesn't have a father today. And, you know, other places around the country, I'm sure it's the same thing. And people are sick of that. I mean, they're sick of people being targeted in the state because Donald Trump is, you know, an insane.
Mm-hmm. We should point out that on August 14th, in an interview with Spectrum Local News, I want to read this. In recent weeks, Democrats and Democrat-aligned groups have been critical of Collins for supporting increased funding for ICE. And while they say she has not put any guardrails in place, she pushed back on Friday, telling reporters she voted to allocate money for body cameras, de-escalation training, and investigations into ICE activity. But just given what you just said, that is not going to fly. Troy Jackson.
That's obviously too late for the Guerrero family, I'll tell you that.
And with that, we're going to have to leave it there. Troy Jackson, Democratic candidate for Senate in Maine. Thank you very much for coming to The Weekend.